Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Ostranauts. A game by the same company or development of Neo Scavenger. A game in which I died many, many horrible deaths, usually within the first day. Like of start. Creating a character here. Welcome to Illy Green. I just randomized a bunch of times. Originally Connor. Like her, so let's go. Our father's name is Mr. Green. Bonchance, law enforcement officer from Virginia. And our mother's name is Lee Green, a law enforcement officer from Hansco Orbital, Mars. Oh, good. Both our parents are law enforcement. That's great. The IO MedTech takes a glance at your chart and at your body, then back at your chart. Imonsko suppressed. Wow, there's going to be a lot of words in here that I cannot pronounce. Immunosuppressed, low bone density, hypovolemic standard condition. For a young spacer on a leg station, born and raised as you were in the weak microgravity of a 33-kilometer asteroid. Doc says the insomnia is catching up with you. It's chronic around here, something likely caused by radiation and lack of sunlight. Your eyes work well enough for now, but they're still bad, and they're getting worse. 18 years old, and rapidly approaching middle age. Makes me feel great at 39 years old. Your muscles are feeble by Mars standards. They wouldn't stand a chance on Earth. No shit, you say. You're no Earther, and you never will be. A heart monitor beeps, and then beeps again. The board tech scribbles a few notes and grants you work permission, healthy enough to strip hulls in the boneyard. Despite everything, fine with you, closer to the ships, after all, you're going to get one. Okay, so we're 18 years old, we have $99.09. Now we get to create our character. We can work on our skills, work on our traits, seek adventure, and save some money. Let's work on our traits. First, let's get rid of fragile. Okay, so we're no longer fragile. Yeah, our skills right now are shipbreaker, skilled in spaceship engineering, skilled in zero-G ops, seek adventure. Zow zow zowie, a woman calls you. Stop what you're doing, mouth dry. So do the dozen or so other day workers in the cramped dormitory. A silver class econo apartment, an ASC barracks. That's a signal from the next pod over. They're coming. Outside the door and up the access corridor, you hear the clatter of Meg boots marching in double time. A half dozen of you, your neighbors, flee through the back door. Moments later, you hear a series of sharp cracks and screams. Shocker rounds, you hope. You've got a moment to act. What do? We can hide in an air vent, bluff, have nothing to hide, or fake a pressure alarm. Fake pressure alarm. On some stations, hackers are monitored with the same vigilance as states seeking nuclear capabilities. Back on old Earth, do they have the technology needed to perform a cyber attack? Do they have the motivation, the skills, the opportunity, the support network? This is a good example of why such precautions exist. It's the work of 10 seconds to isolate the corridor. The IO sects are advancing down. It's 3 keystrokes to trigger a vacuum alarm. You hear the thuds as the bulkheads close, trapping them inside. By the time the Sysops can untangle the mess you leave behind, the raid will be neutered by social embarrassment, if nothing else. Some of your dorm mates take advantage of the confusion and slip away, hopefully to less policed areas of the station, if such a thing exists in the barracks. We gained skilled in hacking and genius. Excellent. Do another adventure. So, seeking adventures will basically work on our skills and sometimes money. Our goal really is you kind of want to start with more than $5,000 because the first license you're going to buy is going to be $5,000. Hulks of blackened metal loom all around us. As you ride. Okay. Hulks of blackened metal loom all around as you ride the labor barge out to the boneyard. The barge is so overloaded today. They've got some of you clinging to a cargo web full of locked crates. Crates with emergency supplies they'll no doubt deduct from your pay if you dare have an accident. But the armed guards' back is turned. I could hack the lock, cut a hole in the crate, mislabel the crate, or report poor security to Iowa. Hack the lock. These crates have firmware updated, or these crates have firmware update vulnerability you were reading about. Using a data capable to your handset, you try a script you've been working on to hack the pin. A flash of green and a puff of air signal your success, eliciting silent fist pumps and wide smiles from the neighboring laborers. New friends. So we got a new friend. He's a shipbreaker. And we got the leader trait. All right, let's seek another adventure. By the way, each one of these is taking a year. So we're already 21 years old now. This will be 22. You're drinking at the local watering hole after your shift when you see the unicorn. They're the scion of the Iowa executive, sneaking out to rub shoulders and bump uglies with the common folk. You wince as they try to pay for their round in yon. It's dollar for the likes of us, friends. If you're careful and lucky, they could be an opportunity. Start a riot, take their pocket, mug them, seduce them, get them drunk, or hack them, which we can hack them because we have a hacking skill. Let's seduce them, because that just sounds like fun. You catch their eye across the crowded bar, a held gaze, a quirk of the brow. That's all it takes. You're that good. It's a crying shame you scrap spaceships for a living. Sure, it's a quiet, quintessential hustle, and to their credit, they're savvy enough to realize it. But it's not like it's slave labor. That's an inner system thing. 6 months, then a year. Time flies by in comparative luxury. In the end, they're forced to break it off for an arranged marriage to another family. But you'll always have Paris, the only cafe on the asteroid. New ex-lover. So we have new contact who's an ex-lover manager from this station. Doesn't sound like we left on bad terms. So we are skilled in cooking, skilled in dancing, charismatic, and beautiful. We have no money. We're 22 years old. You are approached by a coworker who has developed a less than legal method for making cash on the side. Apparently, they have been tagging high-value salvage as junk in the system for the last 6 weeks. After the false tag, they leave the part on board the derelict and sell the location to the highest bidder. This scheme always involves the complicity of the breaker going the finals or doing the final sweep, and today that happens to be you. The piece in question is a busted reactor, and you know it will fetch a pretty penny on the black market. It's a big take if you can pull it off, but there are risks. So we can gather intel for the cops. Backstab our coworker, report them to the company, or instigate violence. Do I want to instigate violence, which will help with our combat skills, or backstab them for money? Let's go with violence. Something about this whole scheme doesn't sit right with you. In fact, you don't like the way this person is looking at you. Do they think they are better than you? Tougher? You ask them as much and then don't listen to their answer. A scuffle ensues. One thing leads to another, and somebody, not you, gets brained with a crowbar. If they wanted to avoid said fate, you think to yourself as you flee the scene, then they shouldn't have implied you were some kind of weakling. You sure showed them who the weakling is. We now have an enemy, Tanner, who is a criminal. We are also skilled in armed melee, and skilled in unarmed melee, and tough. And we got $900. Seek adventure. Midway through scrapping yet another hulk, the cockpit of your allotted salvage pod lights up with red telltales. Suddenly, you're under thrust as one of the engines sends you spiraling away from the Hulk's orbit into the black. It's unresponsive, and nobody has the fuel to come save you. You're expendable. If you want to live, it's up to you. So we can hack the engine, which will just gives us hacking, so it doesn't really do anything. Take the stick, jury rig engine, or troubleshoot the engine. Let's troubleshoot the engine. This. It's a known issue on the Testudo Alpha series. You've just got to reroute power through the exile breakers to trigger an interrupt request from the thrust control module at the same time as you hit the manufacturer's security keys. And yep, simple. Lucky this happened to you. Someone else might have been in serious trouble. Your manager is impressed. You escaped without damaging the rig in a rare display. I don't know what that was. But in a rare display of generosity, they offer you a bonus on your weekly pay. $850, skilled in spaceship piloting. So you are going to get the same, you're likely to get the same things pop up. Try not to hit the same answer that you already did so that you get different outcomes. Queen of Diamonds on the river. matches up nicely with your ladies, turns your two pair into a full house. Wang, the guy who got you into the game, is out. The ancient Nigerian shipping magnate folds. The suit, who you guess is an off-duty military contractor by her demure, folds. It's just you and the high roller, and he's been trailing for a while now. Tell you what, he says, smiling faintly underneath his mirror shades. Let's make this interesting. He tosses a command key for a starship onto the table. The other players go from quiet to deadly silent, or deadly still. His only out was the inside straight draw for the straight flush. And surely he wouldn't bluff with something so valuable, right? So we can fold, we can cheat, we can grab the key and run, stealing the spaceship, or call him on in technicality. So I have played this a bit. This is not my first run here. And I'll tell you these things here. If you call him on a technicality, basically what that is he withdraws. It's a cash game. The key does, or like basically offering a spaceship isn't cash, so he withdraws that, and you win like a few bucks, like $250 or something like that. If you grab the key and run, you're a prisoner, or you're not a prisoner, you're a criminal, and you're hunted by the police. And you have this small spaceship. You cheat. I can't remember what happens. Or you just say no thank you and fold. Folding. A house is never easy, but the game continues and you still walk away with a decent cash reward at the end of the day. $900. We need money. So, like, we're 24. Basically, what this is, or how, so, living out, we're on an asteroid belt. Living there isn't like living on Earth. Your life, where your life expectancy is 70 to 80 years old on Earth, your life expectancy on the asteroid belt is like 50. 30 years old is middle age. 40 years old is old age. And those do come up. So really around 30, we want to be looking for a spaceship, and it's not guaranteed we're going to get a good spaceship on the first try. So each one of those tries will take another year. Each of these is a year option. So we want money right now. When all said and done, shipbreaking and scavenging and hustling is a grind. What was once dangerous eventually becomes monotonous. This just so happens to be a phase of your life in which, looking back, you can't remember any interesting events at all. The only thing noteworthy about this particular period of backbreaking 100-hour weeks, got the hiccups, is what you started doing to cope. We can hack, which teaches us hacking, which we already have. Watch old movies, no idea what that does. Suit maintenance, sounds very useful. Fight club, which we now have, we already have guild fighting somewhere. Here. Go ship shopping or get a second job at electrician. Both of these seem very interesting. I would like electrical skill, and I would like suit maintenance skill. Let's get a second job as the electrician. Propelled by an intoxicating blend of pride and masochism, you find yourself taking a second gig with IO. in entry-level maintenance. Your job, officially, is to ensure the working condition of IO, consumer-facing assets. But your new coworkers are quick to inform you that what you've actually become is the kiosk bitch. The humble kiosk, OKLG, is littered with them. The royal, uh, the Royal Red Van Buren Pharma, the lime and gray gig Nexus, the burnt orange of the IO refuel station. It's not lost on you that in the early days of the colonization rush, these might have been manned jobs, each providing a salary healthy enough to keep at least one spacer housed and fed. But why pay a spacer for what a screen can accomplish twice as fast? Plus, you don't have to give a kiosk their death pit pay bonus after the screen is inevitably smashed to bits by drunk revelers in the OE. At the first job, at first, the job doesn't offer much in the way of excitement. Faulty buy button on a pharma box at Noco Marina. Quick soldier job. Refuel kiosk in the port has a struck slider. Admin reset. Gig Nexus at Asweek Estates has a screen flicker. Hard smack does it. But soon enough you discover a strange aptitude for electrical maintenance. Circuit boards begin to present to you as cities in miniature, the copper traces running like tiny robots, LED diodes flashing like traffic lights beneath capacitors looming like the apartment subscribers on Theris Landing. The gig doesn't last, but your fascination does. Now everything you pass a kiosk, you can't help but press your face against the vent just to get a quick look at the little world inside. So we got skill as patient, and skilled in electrical engineering. Skilled adventure. So this one again, basically the cops are coming for everybody inside. Last time we faked a pressure alarm. We could risk being a hero, have nothing to hide, bluff, or hide in an air vent. I don't want to fake pressure alarm again. Don't want to risk a hero. Well, I could risk a hero. We already have unarmed melee. I don't know what these three will do. I have done this one before. Hide in an air vent. I'm afraid we're going to get something like cowardly if we do that. I'm going to go with bluff. You can't run a grift without preparation. You can't pull one off without a little luck. Fortunately, today you have both. There's a rumor going around that a bureau of IOSEC inserts plainclothes police into communities like this one. If they exist, they've covered their trail so far. With nothing else to go on, you spent 3 long nights painstakingly copying, modeling, and printing a fake security badge. It won't pass close to inspection, but if it goes according to plan, it won't have to. As the inspector reaches your position in the lineup, you make sure she catches sight of your badge, flat against your palm. You stare straight ahead. This is a confidence game. First one to blink loses. The inspector gives you... Sorry, I blinked as I read that. The inspector gives you a long look, but when she rifles through your belongings, she doesn't react to what you've hidden in there. Your work visa is invalid, she says impassively. I'll let you off with a warning this time. She moves on down the line. 2 weeks later, you see an Iowa deposit into the account you set up in the forged item ID's name. So we got $500. Cool. For skilled in forgery and skilled in acting. I don't know if any of these are useful. Hulks of blackened metal. We've done this one. So we hacked the thing last time. And we got leader for it. Let's cut a hole. As one of the more skilled hull cutters, you're assigned a laser torch for the day. Firing up your borrowed laser torch, you making room between the webbing, a nearby laborer looks around and organizes a few others to anchor you as you work. Within seconds, an orange-ringed chunk of the crate, lock and all, floats away to silent cheers from your fellow workers. You rifle through the crate's contents as quick as you can and burn your arm on molten metal in the process. The score is yours, plus a scar to remember it by. So we got severe burns and $700. You're not going to come out of this. You are going to get negatives as well as positives throughout this. Just random. If you just want money, I think you go for here, but I like skills as well, so I like the story. She's a real beauty. The Testudo Heavy Lifter 448, and it's with a confusing mix of honor and dismay that you've contracted to take her apart. On day 4 of the break, you're welding through a wall compartment when something catches your eye. You snap off the torch and take a closer look. Your breath catches at the sight. A Mura intake regulator, the apex of the defunct company's technical achievements. Today, one of the rarest aftermarket parts in the game. It's popular on other markets, too. Maybe IO don't need to know about this. So we can notify the company, smuggle it through the black market, bribe your boss and split the profits, smash it and feel alive, or risk. Take it for yourself, because we're patient. I don't know which one I want to go with. I've done smuggle it before, and it's a good option. I have not done this one. Your plan is to move slow and steady, to wait for opportune moment, to stare lovingly at the Hydra, only when you are alone with it. But day by day, 7 of the break. But day by day, 7 of the break, the allure of the piece is just too much to handle. The moment your site manager signals that they are going for a piss break, you set to work. Convinced you can strip the part out and hide it somewhere safe before they get back. So while you manage to uninstall the piece, your manager returns to find you stowing it in a lesser-known air duct of the 448. And there's nothing you can say to convince them that's where it belongs. The manager calls the infraction into IOSEC, and the corp has run your trial. Crap. It developed sentencing before the end of the shift. 2 armed officers lead you off-site and straight into booking. The IOSEC run as Brig isn't hard time at Prokovi, but it's not ideal either. You're still going to have to get crafty if you want to get out of here with all your limbs. Time in the brig. The brig is a sprawling subcompound on the far east wing of OKLG, a warren of dormitories turned prison barracks nestled with alarming proximity to the station's main reactor. In fact, the jail facilities are intertwined with almost all of the station's most dangerous industrial zones. The cacophonous scrap sorting lines, the near freezing morgue, the foul smelling waste processing facilities, and the hothouse hydroponic grow op it fertilizes. It's here where you do your time, compelled by Iowa to labor without wage among outcasts, both meek and dangerous. You share a dorm with nearly 100 other souls, all of you stacked like kindling on triple high bunks that leave you 10 inches between your nose and the brushed aluminum above it. But even a hole like this is not without opportunity. You hear things, you meet people, you get in a few scrapes, you find a few friends. By the end of your term, you've lived a dozen lives and you have all the scars to prove it. Plus, free free room and board in a certain light, it might all be worth it. So it's currently 20, we're currently 27. New enemy, new friend, new enemy. 2 new enemies and a friend. Great. Imprisoned. Light sleeper. Aberrant wound healing. I don't know what that means. Prisoner. Okay. Scar, handcuffs. So we got another scar. Brave. Scar, thief brand. Great. We got 3 scars now. But we got brave. And that was 3 years. We don't have enough money. We can pick their pocket, get them drunk, or just mug them. Let's pick their pocket, because I need the money. Please don't get arrested. Please don't get arrested. They're a mark. If ever was one, they might as well have a target embroidered on their back of their bamboo silk tunic. You wait until after the 4th round when they stagger back from the head. You make your move, rush into them on their way out. They don't notice a thing. $250. All. Tendinitis. That doesn't sound good. Skilled in stealth, skilled in tracking, patient, and selfish. Thought there'd be a pickpocketing skill. You are approached by a coworker who has developed a less than legal method. We've done this one. And see, if the one where I could have gone through the black market, I should have done that one because it gives you a new skill of street smarts, and you could have used it here and made a lot of money. I think you make like 4 grand. Backstab them. It's a good scheme, but it would be better if it was yours. So you play nice for a couple weeks as you look as a lookout, all the while spreading some vicious rumors about the ringleader to the rest of the crew. That they're working for IOSEC, that they're skimming off the top, that they're going to flip to management at any moment. It isn't long before everyone involved wants this person out of the way. You play the rational actor during the meeting when everyone decides to beat the shit out of them on the labor barge during the next shift change. When the dirty work is done, everyone decides you should run the con from here on out. You humbly accept. We have a new enemy. Shocking. We had them beat up. So yeah, we got $900 though, which is great because we can now start looking for work. I'm gonna save some money for one thing. I don't know what it does. Cost 1 year. Yeah. Shipbreaking is nearly impossible grind, but you know with enough discipline you can leave each button with a little extra cash socked away. You cut back on your drinking, swap a few kiosk meals for trencher's chow, even take an extra shift here and there. It's not much, but by the end of the year, you've got something that's beginning to resemble a nest egg. Excellent. All right, seek ship. I hate this ship. It's very confusing to see the inside of that ship, to be honest, because all the stuff is in the mid. Like there's stuff everywhere. I don't know how to explain it. Continue. Seek another ship. There's one in particular I'm looking for. I haven't seen this one before. That'd be the navigation system. There, you need one with room, and this does not look like it has room. This one I like. Okay. Want to read about it? You happen across a seller trying to offload a pseudo dream. It's a small shuttlecraft used to ferry passengers in logo space. It's not pretty, but it has life support, thrusters, and even a few jump seats. If you have friends you don't like so well, might be just what you need to escape the daily grind as a shipbreaker. Ogiso Register has given this vessel an OSR of moderate, indicating that it is legal for sale but does not possess ship systems beyond basic travel and life support. You're now the proud owner of the Tusoto Dream, and you can now reach some of the outer derelicts beyond the watchful eye of the yard masters. Now that you're on your own terms, your next move is up to you. Maybe score a valuable part or two for resale or reuse. Pull down a platinum tier payout on a gig, or maybe even discover a ship discarded before its time. Whatever the case, it beats sweating in a suit all day for someone else's profit. Time to get out there and find your future. Okay. So, we are middle-aged at 36 years old. Genius, selfish, feeble, insomniac, tough. CPOD, brave, leader, treacherous. Micro G, hypervolemic. Slow metabolism, unfit. Tendinitis, charismatic, patient, beautiful. Immunosuppressed, light sleeper, visually impaired, and asthma. With scars, thief branded, scars on our handcuffs. We had a third car. I guess the handcuff ones kind of blocked them out. I think it was on our wrists, so that would make sense. We are skilled in acting, electrical engineering, hacking, spaceship piloting, tracking, cooking, spaceship engineering, armed melee, zero-G ops. System Traveler 0, skilled in dance, forgery, unarmed melee, and stealth. And this is everything that we've done since we were 18 years old. But welcome to the space station. Press space on the or the triangle. Yeah, so we can play. First I'm going to push F1. This will basically take away the field of or fog of war. So we'll continue time here. World unpaused. Click this objective box to focus on objective target, which is there. Switch this on. We have power. Alright, we need clothes. Left sneaker, right sneaker. Select your tote bag, pressure suit. Shows you where. Our tote bag goes here. Pressure suit. I can't do that way. Let's put you in here for a minute. So stick those in our pocket. You can go on our belt. What are the conditions of you? 72. I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to take this. Don't need the clothing at the moment, really. Do we have any food? Inventory. We have a drink pouch. We'll take you. Inventory. Is it your ship? We'll get there. Inventory. Hygiene packs. I'm going to leave those there. Our hygiene is pretty good right at the moment. This is our toolbox here. We're going to need that. Pick you up. Inventory. 30 scraps. T-shirt. Cigarettes. I think we're good. The door to K-Leg Station slides open, and you're greeted by the familiar aroma of station vendor fare. Spot prawn stir fry in soya curry. Kebab of chicken in a yeji spice rub. Szechuan beef with pink peppercorn. Your head knows that the meat is aquaponic or lab grown or worse, but your heart tells you that anything prepared by human hands is better than Trencher's chow. We'll be eating Trencher's chow for a day or two. Probably a day. But tired-looking spacers circulate between the bunks, the refuel kiosk, and the breaker yard, moving in and out of the gossamer haze of cigarette smoke that is a permanent fixture on the station. The smokes are Sungara Viceroys, the breaker band of choice. Folks here will chain smoke them unfiltered no matter how many times Iowa X find them for overworking the CO2 scrubbers. Your new ship is waiting in port, not far from the kiosk hub and scrap shops. Once you find it, you can finally undock from this rock. If you want to strip ships for salvage, all you need are the hand tools you own, but you'll need a welder to start remodeling and repairing hulls. Either way, if you're lucky, you can finally start making a living, something beyond the corporate sponsored rata trace of breaking ships for daily wage. A life you can call your own. I should have pushed confirm, not forsake it, sorry. Okay, so let's come down here. And open this door. You don't want to open. Let's access this lock. We are skilled in hacking. I have you. Right? I want that. Alright, let's move on. I don't know why I can't get in there. Figure it out eventually. It's just a crowbar. Okay, so here's a little tutorial. Pick up this conduit, which is basically wiring. Come here. Open your inventory. Click on you. Install you right there. Speed up time a bit. And now we can open this door. Come in here. And inventory this cabinet. And we can pick up a welder. And a knife. Okay. So, these two down here are where you can buy food. Basically, when we came out of our room, this is what I was talking about. So, street kebabs, things like that. Alligator pepper, spot prawn curry, this one here, flesh on beef, noodles with something, nest egg, herb and dairy flakes, chili vinegar. You can see, I think the cheapest one that we've seen so far is $3.56. We have 5,700, and we need 5,000 for one item. Come over here. This is where you get your main supplies. You can also get food here. It sucks, but it's cheaper. We're not going to be buying much food. Well, we'll buy some food. I would definitely like this big. Okay, 1 second here. Things that I would like. That big. Not you. I think all those. I don't know what I have, but what do we have for tools? Okay, we have the soldering iron. I don't need that. We have a plastic hacksaw and a screwdriver and the welder. So, I would like the drill, which basically is an upgrade of the screwdriver, angle grinder, which is the upgrade of the hacksaw, and this, which is the upgrader of the tote, and all of that is $1,200. We don't have that. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore that for a moment here. The bag is the least important, really. This is where we're going to have to buy our license. If we just click on it, it shows $5,000. And we cannot trade here until we have a license. That is where we're going to sell pretty much everything. We can buy scraps and sell things from here. So we can buy some ship components. I have actually found some things that were quite valuable in here. So that were very cheap, and I could take them back, repair them, and sell them to the license place for a hell of a lot more. But everything is like new at the moment, so okay. So I'm just walking around, showing you. Okay, so here we can also get gigs. I have not done these yet. Basically these are other jobs. So these are more courier, security, heavy hitting. I think they're out of my league at the moment, pretty much. Is seeking secure and prompt delivery of a shipment of sterile bandages to Kenneth Gomez, who needs the items in question to use as evidence in an upcoming prosecution. Drop off. I have 2 minutes and 40 seconds to do this for 22 grand or $22. How do I accept this? Take gig. I think it pays 2,000 or 273. Solomon Mitchell to Kenneth Gomez. Cannot take gig, wrong pickup kiosk. Okay, how do I go back? Pickup is Old Imperium. We're going here. So this is your travel place. This is within station. This does not cost you money. This is just the station is more than one floor. So that was an acorn. Old Imperium. Wait, what? Sorry. Old Imperium is pickup. And we're coming here. Old Imperium is the pub area. I hope all of these get opened up throughout time. Like, the red neons cast heavy shadows in the Old Imperium. K-Leg's only leisure district, the OE, is a relic of a former world, a portal to the Halocan days of the Wildcat Nigerian colony before Earth's Albation cascade gutted the economy. Spacers come here to escape the bureaucratic grind, to imagine a world without bosses, to split a chilled bottle of something, sorry, even when they can't afford to. It's been a lot of reading for this episode. 8 meters away, the shuttle stopped. You see a knot of revelers gathered in the warm light of the Mascaform bar. Laughter and conversation float through mask formation in a melange of English, Mandarin, and even Yoruba. That last one might be a sign AO managers are mixing it up with the common folk. Whatever the language, the warm organics of human voices in the close proximity is a welcome departure from the yellow echo of common chatter. One of the faces in the crowd is the fixer. They're known quiet. Their known quantity in the station community K-Legs portal to a system-wide, ever-shifting black market, whose appetite for used ship parts and other rare salvage can never be sated. Shouldn't be too hard to get the fixer talking. Just mention you have something to trade, and they're likely to be interested. So, right over here is the black market. Here's a bar. You can click this guy, just find the blue one, offer to trade. Wagner looks illy up and down and says that selling parts from Boneyard is a violation of vital rules and regulations. Besides, even if it weren't, Haley Wagner doesn't do business with strangers unless someone can vouch for them. Okay, so basically I have to do something. Get it to them, that's fine. You can buy stuff from, when you do, you can buy stuff from them. So this is the gig place here. Up here, you have another place, another kiosk. This is where you buy furniture. Here's another food place. So you can see bar tables, dining tables, passenger seats, chairs, TVs, beds, toilets, sinks, refrigerators, windows, and floors, racks, bulkhead bins, sorry, that kind of stuff. Be eventually useful, not at the moment. Let's come see this. Use. Time goes in this game. It is real life time. So you are the one who wants me to take this. That's fine. Let's do this. Job taken. Is the stuff on me? It is not. Access locker. Scrap cloth clean. Access transit. So I got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get here. Your mom is out of order. Access locker. Use. My gigs. Turn in. We got money. I think we got like $1,000. Won't complain. Okay. So let's come over here and buy some things. Then we'll go to our ship. And then I'll probably end this episode after I have to read about the ship. My voice is getting tired. So we need what? This does all of them update. It tells you here when they'll update. Up in the top right corner. Bum, 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 bum. So we have a welder. We need an angle grinder. We need a drill. And I would like the bag. We're gonna have to drag one of the bag or the knapsack. Actually, no. Except $1,200. We can afford that. Close you. Currently, we are dragging something. Can't put you away. I can put you in a pouch. You here, you on our back, and then we can walk. And here's our ship. Isn't it beautiful? So, press X. Go see the worn outness. White is good. Red is bad. It's worn out. We do have to repair it over time. That's over time. Right now it wants us to restore the nav station. So I shall. And I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please leave any comments that you might have, and I hope to see you all again. Have a great day, everyone.